Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. Today I'm doing it a little bit differently. For some of you, you're probably listening to me on your phones while you're doing your chores or driving. But what I wanted to let you know is actually this podcast has a video to go through it. So if you want to see what I look like in my podcasting studio or how everything works, you can go to YouTube, Laura Timbrook, and you can actually see and listen to this podcast on video. Um, I normally haven't done video before because I'll be quite honest with you. The one reason why I love podcasting is I can do it in my pajamas. I don't have my makeup on. I don't have to have hair done. So I've always just stayed away from video. But, I think we're in such a time right now that kind of roles of out the door. So I wanted to throw on a video. I'm actually wearing my Watkins Glen oversized sweatshirt. I don't have my hair done. My makeup's not done. It's raw Laura. and but let's have fun. But I wanted to tell you a few weeks ago, I released a podcast called Next Wave of Stress, where we really dove down into so many stressors that have been coming with COVID and maybe you're homeschooling or cyber schooling, hybrid schooling, whoever knows, you're trying to work from home. Maybe you have a job that you've been crazy busy at and it's very busy and everybody is going through different stressors right now. And I kind of talked about it in the episode, The Next Wave of Stress. And the interesting thing that has happened over the last few weeks is that podcast episode has literally tripled in numbers from being recorded. So the numbers on it have been crazy high. And I realized one thing: one, how much we're stressed out. Two, that we're all kind of going through the same shit show, everybody together. Somebody posted recently about, are you celebrating the end of 2020? And when you ring in 2021 as a celebration, like goodbye to the year. And I think there was some really great things that happened out of 2020. I think it's hard to, when you're in the middle of that shit show, to see it. But I do think a lot of us will look back, and yes, a lot of bad things have happened. But I do, one of the lessons I've learned with Deepak Chopra when I was listening to him, he was one of my teachers when I was in nutrition school. And he said, always try to find the lesson. And I've taken that through everything is, okay, when you're in that middle of that shit show, what's the lesson? What do I have to learn on this? So, it might be hard to see it now, but I do think over time we will find that lesson in that shit show, so to say, right? So, but today I actually wanted to take a moment and talk about this work from home burnout. And I have been feeling it a lot lately. I know a few of my clients have talked about having it as well. And let's just get down to it. So, in March, when so many of us started either working from home or having to go into an office or facility, but a different kind of office and facility, you didn't have the lunchroom break time where you could converse and relax. Everything became very tense, everything became very serious. It was critical if you were on the manufacturing end of it. It was critical to get PPE out and restructure your lines and everything like that. And it caused a bunch of tension, right? And those people that have working from home, because that's really what we're going to be talking today, is the people that are working from home, they had to go over and learn how to work from home during a crisis situation. When I learned to work from home, it was back in 2005. I had time. I was one of the first work from home employees, and you were kind of paving the way, and we're kind of, you know, flowed with you a little bit. I mean, you were held to a higher standard because everyone thought that if you worked from home, you didn't do anything. I remember I moved into this development I live in, and one of the first days I was walking around the development, I ran into somebody, and of course, we're chit-chatting, and she asked what I did, and I told her what I did, and I said I did it from home, and she looks at me dead in the eyes and goes, "You must have no laundry to do in your house." She goes, "You must be able to get it all done." And I remember thinking to myself, Oh my God, my whole bedroom is like piled up on laundry. Like working from home is not, I get home things done. Working from home is you work 24 by 7. And I think for a lot of us that have had to learn to work from home during this crisis situation, you didn't get some of the comforts that I might have got or somebody early on might have gotten when trying to figure that out. It was immediately, here's a job that needs to be done. Here's how you do it at home. Oh, and by the way, we're throwing your spouses at home, your partners are at home, your kids are at home, your dog's home, all of that. And oh, by the way, here's a webcam, and you can't get your hair cut for like 6 months. So there was a lot going on, and much like everything, we had this resilience. We got into the flow, we got it done. Employers have realized how effective working from home is. Everybody has always thought if you work from home you don't do anything, but what we have learned is if you work from home, sometimes you actually work more. Actually, I wouldn't say sometimes, I think most time. It's very hard to separate home life and work life. But what we have found now is we have so many conferences we could be on. Conferences aren't costing thousands of dollars anymore. You can log on to free summits and free conferences or get discounts. And there's so much being thrown at us that I find that people aren't walking away. We have no home life balance or harmony or whatever you want to call it. There's just no separation. It is all work. And I found myself, and my kids have actually been telling me, Mom, are you coming down for dinner? Or Mom, you going back up into your office? And I've realized I have become that person I was so many years ago because everything's at our fingertips right now. So now that the holidays are coming, now that we're in this new wave of stress, how do we handle this home life balance? And how do we avoid this burnout from working at home? And I think there's three simple things we need to do. One, we need to set boundaries. This is key for any of us that have worked from home. We have learned boundaries needed to be done. Um, I don't know if you could really see it, but right here, I have this door. And this door never existed. This actually goes right into our bedroom. And there's a little hallway. It's like one of those bonus rooms. And we ended up having to put, when I first started working from home, a door in here because I needed a way to shut my office. I needed a way to walk away. You need those boundaries. So one of the first things that I deal with a lot of, even when I talk through my leadership training, is setting your working hours. You know, years ago, you work 9 to 5. 9 to 5 doesn't really work anymore, but maybe it's 6 to 3. Maybe it's 10 to 8. Whatever you have to do, you have to set those working boundaries. And for every job, every person, those boundaries are going to be a little different, but you need to set them because you need to know when I turn off this computer, when I turn off my camera, and when I leave my office. This is key. So definitely set those boundaries. The next thing is take your lunch break, take your time off. You need to do this, and you need to do it for two reasons. One, for your own sanity, because if we're working from home, very often do we not leave this chair or maybe even this room. We need to leave. We need to go get a cup of coffee. You know, when you're working in an office, you can go talk to Sally or Billy down the, you know, in the other cubicles and have a conversation. When you're working from home, you don't have that. So you have to make sure you're getting up off of your office chair, out of your office, take a 15, 30-minute break and take that lunch break. It is imperative. And what I tell people to do in my leadership training is your lunch break, whenever you take it, whether you take it to 12 to 1 or 1 to 2 or 11 to 12, whatever you do, set it in your calendar so people cannot book you. Take that lunch break, whether you're actually going to eat lunch or you're going for a walk, or maybe you're even going down to your basement to hit your home gym, because we all have them now too. Definitely take that time. So make sure you're blocking your lunch and you're taking your breaks. And the next thing that comes in is finding an outlet of fun. We need to find a way that we can enjoy life, that we can find some kind of fun. Everything right now is so, I have to do this, I have to do that. But we need something to lighten us up. to have fun. And it might be a silly game night with your family. Maybe it's oh, you know what my daughters did the other day and I thought it was really cool? Oh, I can't remember this app that they have, but it's an app on their phone, and if it comes to me, I'll let you know. And they can actually play trivia with their friends through this app. Now, granted, you could play trivia with anybody through any Zoom, Google Meet, whatever you have. But I actually heard her playing trivia, and that was pretty cool. So you got to find a way to have fun. You just can't be in that stressful state, because when we have fun, when we smile, we're getting all those happy chemicals in, and we're building resilience. And that is so important right now, especially with everything going on, that we're building that resilience. So definitely make sure you are setting your office hours and your boundaries. You are taking your lunch, and you are having fun. Those are the three things that will really help you not hit that work from home burnout. And like always, don't forget to eat your effing veggies, and I'll talk to you all next week.